Let's do a quick little recap to see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. You guys made your way into the amphitheater using some clever fog cloud. You were able to make it in there. Upon entering the arena, you saw, given on the map, a north-facing entrance and a south-facing entrance. Each look like they go a little bit further back into the inner workings. You can't necessarily see exactly what's in them right now. You got your buddy Two-Shanks there with a couple Yuan-ti priests on the thing. The Yuan-ti priests are holding motes of eldritch energy as they've cast these spells and they're looking to see what you're doing. Two-Shanks has a short bow drawn, trying to get a bead on anybody. I know that Zarian is now huge size thanks to his large form and then enlarge on top of that. And then you got Driz and Shia'la. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah, we able to see outside, like zoom out to the outside, because I know that Dredd is still, I think, where he was at in the battlefield.
You do know that Dredd is outside. With that fog cloud being the way it is, you heard him cry out in pain, and then he hasn't said anything else. You are hearing a small commotion, which sounds like other humanoids coming from that southern entrance right there. Anybody else got any questions?
Well, when I grow, am I underneath the thing and I like break through it? How's that work?
So you would accommodate to the size. So I would think that you basically kind of grew up and then pushed out. If you were doing it inside of the archway, you wouldn't have had the room to expand. So I'm imagining that you're outside of the entrance at your huge size. You'd have to be doing some serious damage to it in order to bust through it. But it is your turn if nobody else has any questions. All right. Then Jay as Zarian can go ahead and take us into it. What are you doing on your turn?
We don't know what's going on with Dredd, but it didn't sound good. But we need to. Where are in the gates? Did we see somebody, or was there somebody down below?
So the area to the south, you're starting to hear some people clanking on. Well, it sounds like metal on metal, almost like they're running something across the bars. You hear a little bit of hooping and hollering. You would guess that down to the south is probably the people that you were trying to get an idea of who you're going to rescue.
All right. I'm going to run over to that and rip it off its hinges. Run down here, rip this bottom door off its hinges.
All right. Give me an athletics check, DC 15. Remember, because of your large size, you got advantage.
Nice. 21.
Strains and grains and groans underneath, and then you finally put all your effort into it and you managed to rip it off. The portcullis has become open. You got it.
No. Help us if you want to continue to live and be on the living side, not the dead. And with that, I will take this ripped off and throw it at the Yuan-ti priests.
Which one?
If it's big enough, I want to try to throw it at Shanks and the Yuan-ti B. I'll just throw it in that general direction.
I will say,
trying to hit B.
I'm gonna say
I know he's dodgy, so
it's also a way far away. So I'm gonna say that throw is gonna be at disadvantage. Portcullis doors not known for their aerodynamic nature, but you got the heft. You could throw it.
They do have 10 more feet. Well, it also 10 feet for each size, don't I?
So large form just adds 10 feet, and then I think you're at 45 if you click on the enable large form.
Okay. Then I do have 10 more. I can move closer because I'll step to the side anyways for the people. It's hard because there's not squares. But I guess in that case, I'll go after D. I'll throw it at D. They are closer. Don't disadvantage that. What do you want me to roll for that?
So you would not be proficient with that improvised weapon. So I would say give me a strength as your modifier to use because you're trying to huck the thing.
Okay, let's see. So that'd be an unarmed strike, kind of.
So you're going to use the modifier for your strength, and because you're not proficient with a gate door as a thrown weapon, you will not add your proficiency bonus into it. So whatever your strength modifier is plus 1d20 at disadvantage, and then if you're going to get above a 12 is their AC.
Disadvantage. Here we go. I'll just roll straight athletics then, because that's just a plus 2, the thing that we're talking. And I missed.
Gotcha.
But I made it look good.
The door flies up, hits the the seating area, tumbles a couple times.
That's my chair.
Gotcha. Next up is Shia'la.
Yo. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Dredd was still in the grasp of one of those serpent type things, whatever, when he was knocked unconscious, or was he not?
He went unconscious while he was grappled.
Okay, that's right. He was grappled. And then is still fog out there too? Or is that?
It is.
Okay. And does Shia'la have the knowledge that any of those creatures out there, can they see in the fog?
It does not look like they could see through the fog. Fog's different than darkness. Fog actually counts as like obscuring. So you would need blind sense in order to be able to see through that, or tremor sense, stuff like that.
All right, so Zarian's next. I'm going to say Zarian. All right, I have two plans. Plan A is to go in that tunnel and see about getting those people free. Plan B is to go out there and get Dredd through invisibility and stealth. What do you think, Zarian? Just run the plan. I got two options. Either go down the southern tunnel there and hopefully it's those slaves that we were trying to free, or use stealth and invisibility and go back out and get Dredd back on his feet.
We should get the people below us. I just ripped the door off because I'm pretty sure that's where they all are.
So he's unconscious, right? He's not on a death timer?
So you weren't able to see anything because the fog obscured. You heard him.
We just heard.
You heard him cry out in pain, and you've heard him do this before when he's gone unconscious.
All
So
right.
you're like,
I'm going to
"Shit."
rely on his strength and his grit and his sheer just determination to stop him from giving in to the depths of death. So I am going to this tunnel.
All right. It goes in for a little bit. Is that the end of your turn, or are you doing anything else?
I just don't know how far in I can go with that movement.
We'll put you inside of the next room.
Okay. Yeah, just depending on what I see, I'm going to use investigate to find keys or something to unlock their door or the shackles or whatever it is that they're restrained for. First and foremost, getting them free and then finding a way to arm them.
When you go in there, you find a dimly lit room that has a bunch of cages around it, approximately 10. 8 of them are parked on the north wall. It's got spots in every single one of them. Closest to you, Logan, if you want to describe that character.
Yeah, so close to you, what you will find standing in front of the bars, kind of paying attention but looking calm, is a relatively large, probably about 7 feet tall dragonborn. He has, of what you can see kind of the gold snout and the beginning of the horns going back. And then there's a massive cloak kind of covering that up. Of what you can see of skin and everything that pops through, he looks like he has been whipped multiple times, lots of scars, stuff like that. But he does seem strong and intent and has a very stoic look on his face.
Awesome. All right. So upon seeing this, I still have comprehend languages cast on myself. So I should be able to communicate with anyone in here. So I'm just running in there and I'm yelling, "We're here to free you, but we need your help. My allies are outside trying to fend off the oncoming onslaught. And I know you don't want to be here. So fight for your freedom. Fight with us. Let me free you and join us. And so we can fight our way out of here to your freedom." And I just kind of try to embellish that a little bit, obviously, because I'm a bard. And then as I'm saying that, I'm scanning the room to see, because they're in cages. So I'm trying to figure out how to free them.
It looks like there's a key, a padlock. So you could either do damage to the padlock or you could find the key. Zonk knows that there is a rather sadistic Yuan-ti who delights in messing with people, and the key is usually around his neck. You don't know where he disappears to. And then there is also a large black hole that has a little bit of the light reflected going down into the bottom of it. And from where you're at, you can see this looks like a lower chamber. And as you're scanning around and looking, you're seeing small snakes, both cut and carved into the mahir, as well as loosely around the stones. It seems like it's a serpent's den, if you will.
Is this like an altar over here?
Yes, that is a sacrificial altar. It does look like we're probably in the middle of doing something with that. Logan, you know that was one of the lizard men that came with Sisyphus. They were in the process of reaping his soul, and then they're getting ready to throw his body down the hole.
And then can I determine what this thing is over here?
that pushes light and reflects it into the lower chambers. So that's one way to pass the light through.
Okay. So I'm scanning and I see humans, dwarves, halflings. Zonk seems to be the most, not intimidating was the word I'm looking for, most.
He's definitely the most colorful. He looks capable as well.
So I'm going to direct my attention towards him and say, Dragonborn, if I smash your lock, will you help me free the rest?
I will, of course, help you free the rest of these prisoners, and I will fight for our freedom, but I will tell you now that I will not take a life.
That's okay. Knocking someone unconscious and removing that threat, I'm okay with that as long as that threat is removed.
And with that, Zonk just kind of nods and steps back from the padlock.
All right. I don't know if I have any moves left or not to get toward that padlock, or if that's my turn.
We'll see. You can move, and your action will be to like bust it out, and you'll be good to go.
There we go.
And Zonk's cage is open. I will.
What's the flare? How did you open it?
What's the flare? I'll tell you what the flare was. I took my lute and I jammed it up against the lock and the bars, and I was prying it like a crowbar. The lute broke, and then I took the second part of the lute that was still intact. I jammed that into it as well. Pulled, and that son of a bitch finally snapped. Threw my discarded loot on the ground.
One of a tiefling just kind of shakes her head, and it looks like a little tear kind of rolls down her eye. Logan, would you like to roll in or use your 14 for initiative?
I will roll in.
All right.
Let's see.
That's pretty cool that you had a backup character for the play.
Did that roll? Oh, no, there it goes.
Oh, I see it. Respectable 5.
Respectable 5. Well, he's taking it in the scene.
That is
Taking
very
the
true.
battered.
Is that your turn?
Oh, me? Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Next up is Two-Shanks, who is going to see the biggest threat, which is Zarian, who's hucking shit. And he is going to go ahead and take 2 shots with arrows. That's definitely going to miss. And the next one, that's a 19, which I do believe exceeds your armor class of 18.
I'm going to use my bonus action, do the defensive, so it's now 21
Gotcha. And that last.
until my next turn. That's it.
All right. Awesome. Yuan-ti Priest A and B are going to be making Eldritch Blast at a Driz.
What shape is Driz? Is he human or is he? I can't remember.
He's back in
I'm
human
going to do a
form.
human
Look at my picture.
for your last spell.
That's a 19 and a 14. Does any of that stuff hit?
19 does.
All right. So then I am going to six points of Eldritch damage, and then Zarian is at 21 for his AC. So they're going to start taking some pop shots at him. That's a 15, which is a miss. And then another 15, both misses. That's all of them. Back up to Driz's turn.
So Driz, he's got his head bowed down and he slowly lifts it up and you just see his eyes start to glow and he starts to emit lightning and he's going to cast Call Lightning and it's a 60 radius. So let's see.
It's pretty much almost anything.
It's pretty much the whole map. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. So I'm just going to kind of center it here.
All right.
And then I can point to, and then it says I can point to where I want the lightning to strike, which is going to be here. So it can hit these 3. I think it says it's got, I'm assuming they're all within, let's say 5 feet. Or does that mean, is there a 10-foot gap here? I don't know, like distance wise.
So Two-Shanks and the Yuan-ti Priest B are both within 5 feet of each other. And then there's like a 5-foot gap. And then there's Yuan-ti Priest A. So from Two-Shanks to Priest A is like 15, counting center to center.
So sure. In that case, I'm going to do it right in between these 2.
Gotcha.
Right there.
Usually with area of effects, if it covers half the token. So we'll make that happen for both those.
So that is a Dex 16.
Dex 16.
Yeah. And he's just pissed.
That is a fail on that aspect. And then this one will actually be able to make this at advantage because of their awesomely cool traits. But that does not work because it's a 5. That's even worse. All right. Both of them got hit with the lightning.
32.
That was making bad rolls for once.
Yeah. 32?
Do you want to take that for both or you want me to roll twice?
No, I'll take both. Two-Shanks is down.
Good.
Suck it, Two-Shanks.
Bitch.
Yeah. So I'm staring at him, just emitting just anger.
Gotcha.
And let's see who is I guess down for hit points because we can never tell. Zarian, Shia'la.
I'm at 30.
Well, I can't see Shia'la. He's in the tunnel.
I'm at 4 of 60.
4?
44.
I thought you said
44.
44.
I thought he said 4. I'm like, good God. All right. I'm going to hold on to that bonus action for now, and that'll be my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Zarian. Zarian is fixing his eyes to see what happened. He's looking down the tunnel that you guys came out of, where the fog is at. And then through the fog, he's seeing what looks like somebody holding a torch, but the flames for the torch are significantly longer.
All right, I'm assuming I can step up this pretty easily because of my size.
So it's 20 feet. I will call it difficult terrain for you since you've got such a big size.
Then that'll bring me right up to him.
Awesome.
Right. I'll whip the one that's directly in front of me. What is that? D?
Yep.
I'll whip.
Anything over 12.
Ugh. Right. Look, I was stumbling up this stair. That's what it was.
Yeah.
A 23
That's a hit.
for 6 slash.
Decent hit. Still looks relatively ineffective.
If I could, I'd just like to switch out to my rig.
Gotcha. Next up is Zonk. So we will bring you back into the pens where you're all standing around.
Oh, wait. Actually, can I use my bonus action real quick?
What do you want to do? Because I like.
Lay on hands. Let's lay on hands for myself.
Okay,
I was just going to heal myself to full.
go for it.
All right. So I have 4 left, just so you know.
All right.
So if I were to go to this other map, sorry, where the main battle is, how close am I to where my character is in that?
Will say is half your movement to get over to it. And then once you get to the entryway, you got the other half of your movement. We'll just make it easy like that.
Okay, so in that case, I am going to take the bonus action of dash, and I'm going to head out this way and then take, I guess 40 feet puts me right about here. And then I'm going to take the dodge action, and that is my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Shia'la.
Hold on. I'm having big brain thoughts here.
It's all good. I could help you out with them big brain thoughts.
Okay. Healing word is up to 6 characters. Looking around at the people in the cages, is it the assumption that they're all pretty beat up, could use some healing?
Yes, they are all looking like they're about half their hit points. They look like they haven't been fed good in a while. It looks like they've been purposely starved and beaten.
Okay. So I'm going to, again, first of all, I'm shouting at outside the tunnel, friendly's coming out, friendly's coming out. And then I am going to position myself. I'm going to say to everyone in the cages, I want to do what I can to help. So I'm going to heal what I can heal. And I'm going to cast healing word Kale, Garrick, Orkin, Nim, Alira, and then Bexa. And I'm going to say to Thorn and Sadek and Myra that I can only do so much at a time. It's going to have to wait for me to heal that.
All right, go ahead and tell me how much you make on that. And they start working on their cages, trying to get out. It's going to take them a little bit to bust their own bonds.
My plan is after this is to start using my dagger and chipping away at these locks. All right, see, cast healing masculine ward.
You notice some of their wounds close up, little signs of infection go away.
Am I able to start picking their locks like the nearest ones to me, or is that like my next turn because I cast?
It was your cast a bonus action or an action.
Check. Oh, it's being bonus action.
So you
All
still
right.
have your action and you have not moved.
What is an air genocide?
Air genasi. So elemental human beings, think like airbenders or benders of certain elements.
I'm moving to him first, and I'm gonna take my dagger and all lock picking skills and sleight of hand skills, and I'm gonna pick the damn block off his cage.
All right. That'll take the rest of your turn to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, I have a +4 for sleight of hand. That's cool. All right,
That is good.
and then that will use it my turn.
All right. Going back out to the main Coliseum.
I like your back.
Bang. Driz, you are noticing a shape now with the flames moving through ever so slightly. It looks like now what was construed as a torch is now a flaming sword being held aloft. And this thing is slithering on a snake's body. And it looks like it's dragging another humanoid along with it. Not too much that you can see, but they're probably definitely going to be through that entrance in the next round. With the Yuan-ti priest seeing Zarian, they're all going to go ahead and make some attacks using their eldritch beams. So all of them are going to go ahead and take these. The first two are just going to go ahead and do some raw rolls. So this is A. Do believe a 19 hits.
I'm going to do the same thing by defensive opposed.
Gotcha. All right. B. So it's a 21 now.
Correct.
And then these other ones are going to go ahead and do some scimitar attacks as they drop those out. Man, it is difficult to hit Zarian, or if they are not putting in much work. All right, it is Driz's go.
He's a small target.
Driz is going to call down on another lightning strike on Yuan-ti Priest B.
Gotcha. It's a dexterity save.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
So it's half on a success, right?
It is half. So
I'm glad
10.
that critical was on that save and not hit. I'm just saying.
And then I'm going to take my movement. Let's see. I could probably get to right about here. And then I'm going to yell out, there's somebody coming through the doorway, and it looks like a slithering silhouette. And that should be a clue. That's my turn.
All right. Next up is Zarian.
You hear exactly what I just did. A big grunt. And is he in the walkway? Like, is he underneath?
You aren't aware too much because you're not in line of sight of him.
Do it, Zarian. I know what you're thinking.
I want to jump up and jump down. I'm thinking about like trying to smash like part of this down and crumple it on the motherfucker when he's coming through the entryway.
If you're going to do it, this would be the time.
Right. So without moving out of this dude's range, I can still get to right here.
Is his mass double since his size is double?
That, with the enlarge, that's factored in with an additional 1d4 on damage.
So I guess I'm going to jump up and get down and try to smash it. So I guess, does that everything in the like near vicinity, or how does it?
Make an unarmed strike against it. It's going to be a AC of 20, and then let me know how much damage you do. You're trying to knock down compiled lumber.
Yep.
20.
Do I have advantage because it's the ground?
Hold on. Wait, what?
I
Have
was
advantage
curious
because
if I
it's the ground?
Yeah. It's just a 22.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
You come up and you hit it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Just 3 bludgeon damage, and then I add a d4.
Correct.
So 4, 5 all day.
It was a big hit, but that thing's pretty solid. You probably have to do that a couple more times.
It was a good idea, Zarian.
Does that damage do anything to anybody around, or is it only? Probably not.
So
I got you.
what
I'm
I love what you're doing with the whole, like, here's the problem that I have. Unless it says something specifically for the ability, I am hesitant to give you shit for free. Like, you're good with attacking the tower. You just attacked it with your hands. Like, if you would have had something that did a lot more damage, you probably could have pushed it down with one hit.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't have anything. Is there anything around here that I could do by looking?
What are you trying to...
Is there...
You got literally everything on your character sheet.
I have a rapier. So I just feel like that's not gonna... It's not like a smash or anything like that. I don't...
Yeah.
It's not a bludgeoning weapon.
And, like, they didn't build this thing out of paper mache.
So, yeah.
You can always jump on the back of whatever comes through and strangle it.
You know what? I'm going to punch the wall and then turn and try to punch this Yuan-ti. Punch it with my sword.
All right, so stab. AC 12.
Yeah. Ugh.
Seeing the damage that you dealt to it, you start to swing with a backhand, and he dips out of the way just enough.
Yep. And that's my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Zonk.
All right, so Zonk, takes that first turn, rushes out, sees what's going on, kicks the nearest one, which is going to be Yuan-ti Priest D, that Zarian's fight. He faces him, drops his cloak, what you guys see is a full monk's uniform underneath it. He faces the priest, bows,
Oh yeah.
and then runs up and kicks him in the fucking head.
Hell yeah.
So I like it.
I love the zonk too. I know the meaning.
You've been a little bit out of form. It was an AC 12. The kick goes. He manages to move it out just in time. But if he would have had any whiskers, you would have trimmed him.
Right on. I'm going to take my second attack then.
Gotcha.
So that foot comes across, and then it's another spinning roundhouse, and
That's a hit.
that's a hit. Cool. Give you some damage.
This is on Priest D.
So that's 10. And then I am going to pop a focus point for Flurry of Blows.
Nice.
Yeah, find my focus points real quick. Love
It's
it.
your monk on Boulders Gate.
Okay, so that first hit with Flurry of Blows. 2. And I am going to add a topple to that. So he needs to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, or he has the prone condition. And here's the damage on that one.
He is prone.
All right, and here comes that next flurry of blows. And that should be, I take it at advantage because he is
Yes.
cool. 18 damage for you, 7. And I am going to use the grapple effect on this one because I have the grapple feat. So he is going to need a DC 15 dex check. I think it's dex.
Yep. And
That's-
because he's
yep.
prone, it's going to be at disadvantage. Oh, that's a 16 at disadvantage. He does not want to get grabbed. Loose clothing. You thought you had a hold of him, but he just managed to wriggle out. He's still prone though.
And he still got kicked 3 times in the fucking head. So
That is true.
If those are the only good rolls the DM's gonna have, then I'll take it.
all right, and that is my turn, sir.
All right. Top of the round.
Can you switch maps?
Inside, Ras Nsi is holding a flaming sword out, and he's got Fred held. And,
Fred.
and he looks around, and he sees Zarian. Oh, good. You finally made it. Surrender. Shia'la, it is your go. I am going to bring you back to the slave pens. Mr. Kale is out, and he starts with a deft swiftness, runs over and starts opening up Vex's cage.
Yeah, I can't hear what's going on outside. I just trust my allies are holding their own, so I don't know that Rosty's there, but I just have a weird feeling like there's a presence that's here or near, and it's just making a sense of urgency in my character and my decisions.
You start going around
Okay.
there, you hear a whole bunch of people say, stay away from the pit. There's something that lurks down there.
All right, trying to think if I have anything that can help me do 2 likes at once. Let me see. In one turn or something. Let's see.
If you did more than 15 points of damage to the lock, so we're saying like AC 10, 15 points of damage, we'll say that you bust the lock.
And I'm not good with my rolls, but let's try it. Okay, we'll use the Ricker, I guess. I like it. Now roll damage.
Yes, there you go. 10 exactly. Ping!
Came down, sparks flew, the lock goes flying. I give a nod, move on to the next.
All right.
We're here now.
Is that your turn?
Where am I at? Well, yeah, for a bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Word on myself.
Gotcha. How are your spell slots doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking right now. Let's see. I've got 2 left for first level, 3 left for second, 1 for third, 4 for use. All right, so I am going to use spell level, second level.
Gotcha.
Cast, success slot, and then
13. That's pretty good.
what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that I didn't heal. I say to them, patience, please, patience. I will get to you. I promise. And then that will take my turn.
Gotcha. Bring us back to the main Coliseum. And Yuan-ti Priest A, he does not like that call lightning. So both A and B are going to put some Eldritch shots in on Driz. I hate trying to find this. All right. That is a natural 1. So that is definitely a miss. Will not take a second attack. And then B, that's a 13. I'm pretty sure that does not hit you, Driz. No, you're 15. All right. Yuan-ti Priest C is going to go ahead and make a scimitar attack against, making a scimitar attack against Zarian. They are not hitting well. And then the other one is going to go ahead and try to it's going to go for an athletics check in order to try to get out of your grapple. That's a 13. I don't think that makes it.
No, 15.
Gotcha. Those are the Yuan-tis. Next up is Driz, who now sees Ras Nsi holding Fred, very threatening manner.
When he said surrender, was he talking to all of us or Zarian?
Well, all of you, but it was directed towards Zarian.
He's going to kill Fred. I mean, obviously, we can't surrender. I'm going to put the lightning strike on B.
Gotcha.
I'm locked in. I'm just focused. Like
Wait,
Rossi's
you
over
could
there.
actually, you could do it to Rosny, couldn't you?
I could,
Just,
but that'll get the ball rolling.
it's already fucking rolling, my guy. I'm just saying. I'd rather it be on Rosny right now than anybody else.
I'll hit Rosny. Fuck it.
All right. So he has
What?
got.
Yeah, because he entered my realm, so I'm just going to point the lightning at him.
And it's a dexterity save?
Yes, he's probably got +8 dex.
Oh, no.
All right.
That is
Well,
a 21. He made it.
Take half, which is, what's half of 26?
13.
My math sucks. 13.
All right. Even with that 13, he looks pretty healthy.
Of course he does. Let's see. All right. Yeah, that's going to do it for me.
All right. Next up is Zarian. Rosny's got his eyes locked with you, folds of bandages obscuring little bits of the vision. You see that the death curse has taken its toll on him. His skin sloughs off, wounds are open and bleeding. He's holding Fred. Fred looks forlorn but not afraid. A weak smile crosses his lips. What do you do, Zarian? I just remembered something. Which spell are you concentrating on? Are you concentrating on Enlarge or are you concentrating on Call Lightning? Because Call Lightning is going to be able to...
Oh, they're both concentration.
Yeah, I'm letting you pick right now because I didn't catch it, but this definitely is some clarification.
Yeah.
Oh, on an unrelated note, that hex thing that Dredd keeps using, it's your proficiency bonus. That's the number that you use for the retaliation for the psychic damage.
The psychic. Okay.
Yeah, it's the proficiency bonus.
Yeah, to look that one up. I think. Yeah.
I do all that stuff when when I'm editing videos. Anything that I say like I'm gonna look this up, I actually look it up at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't even remember at the time. I thought it was but yeah, no, that makes sense.
So what's going on? It is Zarian's turn, and he sees Fred in a helpless position with Rosny, arm raised.
What you got, Jay?
So you have chosen. You still have a choice. It's never you're never too far away from the oath you took in the beginning, not to harm innocents. Look at you. You've fallen. You don't even care about anybody or anything, not even yourself. It's sad, Rosny. And with that, I will attempt to grab the Yuan-ti priest.
Number C.
With an unarmed, yep.
So fun fact, here's how grappling works. What you do is you try to initiate a grapple and they have to make a strength or dexterity save versus what your grapple DC is. That's a change from 5 to 5.5.
Okay. So it's not a direct
you
attack?
basically say like this is what I'm doing and then they have to make a thing. So I'm going to go with strength and then what's your grapple DC? It should be 8 plus. Well, that's a 22, so that's definitely more than what you had. So you grabbed forth and he was able to push you out of the way. Counts as one attack.
Okay. The second one is I'm going to break my movement up. With me noticing I'm missing, I'm going to like push off and do like a step jump into an attack with my rapier onto Rosny.
As you are making that leap,
and I say, I'll always remember you, Fred. If I can save you, I will.
Well,
as I'm falling down onto Rosny.
As you are jumping, you see Rosny's flaming longsword swipe down, and it cuts Fred's head clean off of his body as his lifeless corpse falls to the ground. And he looks at you, Zarian, and says, I don't know where you got the impression that I ever vowed not to kill.
Zarian land yet?
I think he did. Are you holding on to Call Lightning or Enlarge, Ford?
Enlarge.
Gotcha. So I will go ahead and take this ring off of him. All right. It's going to be an AC 15 to hit Rosny.
Won't look defeated, Jay.
Your rapier comes in. He bats it off to the side. The flames from the longsword dash across your face. Is there anything else you're going to be doing, Jay?
I think that's it. That's it.
Gotcha. It is Zonk's go.
All right. What's this priest looking like that I got pinned?
He looks bloodied.
All right. I'm going to take I'm basically going to pop him one.
All right.
Say 21.
That's a hit. Anything above a 12.
For 10 damage.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and take another strike on him.
Okay.
Actually, that should be advantage anyways. And what's this thing looking like now?
He is practically down to single digits. You think maybe another hit would do him in. These things are slightly a little bit beefy. You notice that these guys, or you know from your time in the cage that these guys have a little bit of oomph to them.
Cool. I'm gonna drop a focus point then for 2 additional flurry of blows.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, that should have been at advantage. I gotta start doing that, but it hits anyways. 5, and the last one.
I take it you knock him out?
Yeah, and I'm gonna add the push effect to that last strike
There you go.
because it's a flurry of blows. So that's gonna send him 15 feet away from me. Are we at the top of this thing?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna send him this direction then.
Gotcha. As he flies off. Technically, you maintained your non-killing stance. It was only gravity
That did the trick.
that did the job.
I'm just gonna say, what the fuck? The guy's like, I will not take a life.
You're like,
but
I don't
will
kill,
push somebody over a fucking bridge.
but I will cartwheel kick somebody into an electric fence.
All right. And that is my turn.
All right. Next up is Ras Nsi, who takes a look at Zarian and says, out of all the hopefuls, you are the one who has impressed me the most. Now let's see how far you've truly come. And he is going to go ahead and take 3 longsword attacks against you.
Oh.
That's a 19. That's going to hit.
Repose.
Gotcha. And then that's a 18. Your thing's a 21.
Yep, all 3 miss.
They do. I just need to check something really quick.
Absolutely. Is it my
Don't change your die.
Parry?
I like one.
So
Is it parry? You gain a bonus to your AC against melee attacks until the start of your next turn.
I got you. We were calling it something different, so I just had to double check the mechanics. You got it with your rapier, which is a finesse weapon. So 3 flaming longsword attacks coming in on you, and you're building the blade up every single time. He's like, good. You've gotten stronger since the last time. Maybe you could save somebody. That's his turn. Next up is Shia'la. I'll bring us over to the slave pens.
Sorry. Let's go with zoom in. All right. So was it the dwarf that I struck the lock, or was it the human?
It was the human the last time.
All right. So yeah, once again, I'm just gonna say to Garrick, I'm gonna be like, please go help my friends. Scan in the room. Are there any types of weapons in here for them?
No, they decided a long time ago that it was a very bad idea to keep prisoners and weapons by each other. But since you kind of like are mumbling under your breath weapons, they say they stored all of our stuff with the pit boss.
Okay. Pit boss. Fuck is the pit boss? That thing down here?
It said that there is a Yuan-ti that does not look like any of the other ones that wears a gold key around his neck that is for a lockbox in the northern chambers. That's where all of their stuff is.
All right. Before Garrick leaves, I quick yell to him, Garrick, and everyone else in here, is there anyone here proficient with a longbow?
And the majority of them raise their hands.
Did Garrick raise his hand?
Yes, he is a ranger.
All right, perfect. Garrick, take my longbow and my arrows. I still have my dagger and my rapier.
He does.
Yes, take that shit. Somebody can actually use it.
All right, so again, I'm going to use my rapier to try and knock the lock off Orkin's cage.
Gotcha. It's still same thing it was last time. I think it was AC 10 hit points. That's a hit. 19.
I'm nuts.
Exactly.
I got a little smirk now. I'm like, fuck the longbow. I'm sticking my rapier.
It's definitely working.
Rangers lead the way, man.
And then to Borkin, I say, I have no other weapons to spare. I apologize. And then but my friends outside, they may have weapons. And so then I move over to Nim.
Gotcha.
While I'm sitting here in front of Nim's cage, can I use I don't know if it would be a perception or investigation or what, to just kind of get a better sense of this pit without getting too close?
Since you're an elf and you have low light vision, down there, it looks like it's a snake pit. You also see what looks like old adventurers in various states of decomposition as snakes are crawling around them. And then you do notice what you thought was a pillar is actually a very large snake down there.
How far down is that pit? Right.
It is about a 30-foot drop.
30-foot drop. Okay. And am I able to tell, is it just the width of the hole that I'm seeing right there, or is it like a whole nother cavern type open area down there?
It is a whole nother area. Once you get down, it's probably about as big as the room that you're in, if not.
Okay. Having a thought, but I don't know do anything. I'm gonna keep on keeping.
Gotcha. Coming back to the main Coliseum. Yuan-tis. You know what? They don't like that Zonk is up there. They are going to try to put some shots in on him using their eldritchness. Let's see. That is 18
I got
and
scared
a
that was gonna be
23.
A 20.
A 20, it like bounced.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that too. I was like 28.
First one's 4 damage. Second one is 13 damage as 2 eldritch blasts come out at you.
Was that a 0? How'd that get 13?
0 because there is no value of 0
That's
on
10.
the dice counts as a 10.
Okay, cool.
What happened?
17 total.
Correct.
Got it.
And that was them. Boom, boom, boom. Next up is Driz and then Zarian.
Did Yuan-ti priest D die just now?
He was the one that got Spartan kicked off of the
okay.
ledge. And technically it was
Sparta?
gravity.
Gravity killed him.
Sparta. All right, I'm gonna use my last wild shape bonus action, and the bear's coming out.
Gotcha.
It was, and I'm gonna bull rush you onto A
All right.
and take my bite and claw. Let's see. Since I don't have a roll button anymore, I don't know what happened to it. I'm just gonna roll this plus a 5, 13.
That's
18,
a hit.
right? That
12.
hits.
Yep. Anything above a 12.
And then, so that was the bite. That's a 1d8 plus 3, 4.
It's all good.
All right, and the claw is a 1d4 plus 3. Wait, gotta roll the attack again. I gotta get my buttons fixed. 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20
Take-
hits.
Nice.
And that is a 1d4 plus 3. Come on, 4. All right,
6. You
Yeah.
guess that it's bloodied.
and then I'll just give him a big roar, and it'll just say, "Rawr."
Gotcha.
That's my turn.
All right. Next up is Zarian.
I will maneuver around this piece of shit, and I'm going to try to grapple him.
All right. That's a 5. You got him grappled.
I see that there's a bunch of spikes on these walls right here. I'm going to shove his ass into the spikes.
How-
Since I
how
haven't
far-
picked up and I'm more than 2 sizes than him.
I'm kind of curious, how does grapple
up?
work as far as like how far can you pull somebody or drag somebody?
Well, like Jay said, he's 2 sizes larger, so it doesn't impact at all. It's just trying to.
I'm just wondering if a couple turns you can drag him into that pit and throw him into the.
Well, how about this? We'll do a AC 15, and then we'll have you try to unarmed attack in order to push him into those spikes. And then if it hits, it'll do as much as a spear, which will be 1d8 plus your strength.
God damn.
He's able to coil his tail around like a spring and guide himself.
You got Adam's dice tonight.
Yeah.
Funny.
All right. Next
Put
up
some
is
blood on
Zonk.
Zonk's going to move up to C, bow again real quick, and then he's going to shoot a palm out and basically grab the back of his head and pull him into a grapple.
Gotcha. Anything above a 12 is, grappling. So he's going to go ahead and use it. That is a 22, so he is good.
Well, so hold on a second. So I'm using for grapple for him, I'm using my grappler feat. So it comes with my unarmed attack.
Gotcha. So the 12 hits.
And then he avoids the grapple. Okay. I'm going to hit him again. All right. And that's going to be I can only use that once per turn. So that is a hit, correct?
That is. Need a 12, got a 12.
Another 10. And fuck him, flurry of blows. I'm going to use here's the damage. But because it's a flurry of blows, I'm also going to use the push effect. And I'm going to send his ass off the side of this.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll me 2d6. You
This
take
defense.
7
There
points.
was an awning down the bottom. At least I thought.
All right.
And then I'm going to run up because he's up. I'm going to kick this dude in the head.
Gotcha.
Freeing that guy might have been the best thing it did in this game.
And
Wait, did you bow?
because
You didn't bow. You got
it was a dual bow. And you know what? I really want this one to look good. So I'm going to blow a luck token to take an advantage
Nice.
for a flurry of blows. 14.
14 hits.
There's my 5. And you know what? Push.
All right. Give me 2d6.
Is that fall killing them when they fall?
No, they've got more hit points than that. They're still taking the damage, but
They're just on the other side now.
yep. Just delete that one out.
And then I'm going to rush up on that guy just so I'm this close.
I mean,
And he is now flanked.
Gotcha.
And that is my turn, sir.
Ras Nsi reaches at his hand. Says, well, it was nice knowing you, Zarian. More fodder for the corpsemonger. I need you to make a constitution saving throw DC 16.
Oh shit! You got a plus in Const. Does anybody have inspiration before he rolls?
That's a 15 on nuts.
It's a
You say
it's a
16?
DC
That's a
16.
Oh.
Damn.
You take 42 points of necrotic damage as a burst of blight shoots forward from his outstretched hand, racking your body with necrotic energy.
I would like to use my reaction and repulsion shield. And since, like I said, what I was doing with him, he's just going to go straight into those spikes.
So the repulsion shield's when you're hit by a melee attack, right?
While holding it with a large, it hits you with a. I
Yeah.
thought it was just gets hit.
Cast a spell.
Wait, is he using the shield that he picked up that we found?
From Krieger? Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what you were talking about, the repulsive? I thought that shield had something to do with spells.
Nope.
All right. Next up is Shia'la. So we're gonna go back to the slate pens. You're hearing some major commotion outside. Garrick will be out there.
Okay. Yell at Borkin to go to the north tunnel, get the weapons.
All right.
And then try and think who I didn't deal. So first I'm going to try to swing at this lock, get 3 for 3. Tell Nim just back up.
I believe it's AC 10 hit points of damage. Woo, look at that. You got it. That one's still not busted yet.
And then for my bonus action,
I have 2 attacks.
no, I don't have that. For my bonus action, I'm going to burn my last mass healing word on those last, how many people was it? 1, 2,
4.
3, 5.
4 or 5. Yep. There were a total of 10 in here. You got the first 6.
Can I include myself in that? Or is that just
Of course you can.
sweet? But it has to be, yeah, it can't be anybody up there. So, yeah. All right. So I'll cast my last one on that. Yeah, better nothing.
All right.
There's my 6 points. And then, did that just change? Did you see it on your screen? I thought it
I saw 6. 6 healing.
go up. I thought it was at 43.
I don't have the initiative on this part. I have it on the other one, so I'm able to check your
Let me look at the game log.
stats. I'm seeing mass healing word, a total of 6 hit points recovered.
Yeah, but I don't think it reflected in my HP because I was at 40 something.
Yeah, all you got to do is put your hit points back up to whatever healing you think that it should be at.
Well, what the hell did I just do? That was weird. All right. So I'm at 43. I think I was at 42.
Whatever you say, I'll trust you. We've known each other a while. If you can't
Well, I
trust
know-
your friends in a game of make believe, like, what's the
I
world
know it
coming
was in
to?
my 40s, and then I gained 6, but it was sitting at 43, so that didn't make sense.
So you'd be like at 49. You still need to apply the healing to yourself if you hadn't.
No, I just did. I'm good on that now. I'm 48.
All right. Awesome.
And then doing those spells, healing word or mass healing, it's taking a little bit of fatigue on me. Starting to sweat a little bit, a little exhaustion, and I just kind of steady myself for my next attempt at getting this locked off for Nim.
All right. Now your turn.
Yeah, that's what
All right. Hold on just a second.
it's just taking forever by myself.
Those 2 people come out, and it is Yuan-ti Priest is not liking this position. Kind of looks at both of you, and it's going to just jump off. So you 2 can both take an attack of opportunity if you want.
Oh, please. Do you want to go first? I'll let you go first. Or does it matter?
I'll definitely be taking an attack of opportunity.
All right.
He's like,
That
I'll kick him. That way
that
it looked like
that-
I did it.
Let me roll here. Oh,
That's a
that'll
hit.
definitely. So do I get a bite or a claw?
It's whatever one single melee attack, whichever one you choose.
All right, we'll go for the bite. 6.
Gotcha.
All right. And what this is going to look like is as he runs to jump off that thing, I just kick his legs out from underneath him. So he kind of like tumbles and looks like an idiot.
Gotcha. And he falls down below into the fog.
Oof.
All right, Driz, it is your go. You are starting to hear more things coming through the little entrance area.
Oh, the tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay. Bite claw. Let's go, baby.
AC 15.
Yep.
That one will unfortunately not hit.
That's
Is-
a 9.
Hold on a second. I have a question. Do I give him advantage at all for having him grappled and with my size?
That's a 7 on that
Wait.
attack.
If he was grappled, wouldn't it be at a disadvantage when he did the necrotic damage?
That's a save,
No,
not an
that's a
attack.
stealth.
And that only goes off
Okay,
of
okay.
restrained.
Okay. I'm trying to understand all these rules. They're
So
complicated.
there is, and yeah, I'm 100% with you. So from what I read, the restrained is the one that gets you advantage on attacks
No,
against,
Restrained.
I'm talking
against a
about being on
creature.
the opposite side, like with my size and whatnot. That's why I was asking. So he could potentially have advantage on his attack. Because Because he doesn't have to jump down to attack him because I'm holding him up.
Sure.
So you have advantage on those attacks, sir.
So we'll do the 16 hit, and then if you want your second attack, you go ahead and roll that at advantage, AC 16 or AC 15.
I'll just roll it again because I'll just take. All right. So I rolled a 7 on that first hit. I don't have the button set up to roll advantage.
So you just roll it twice, and we'll take the higher of the two. So if you just do one more attack,
The 8. That's an 8. So one more.
so you did another 8 damage.
No, that was for the one hit that I had.
And I got a little confused. So where do we sit with your attacks? Have you resolved your 2 attacks with advantage?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I rolled everything. I did twice. So because I don't have a button to roll for the D or the
You right click on it, like when it
Yeah.
hovered over it and it's got a die over
No.
it. Do you just right
No.
click?
No, but what I'm saying is I'm using the dice for these because I don't have a button to do that.
Yeah, you just click it
Oh.
twice. And when
Yeah.
it says roll, you just double click it and it'll roll 2d20s.
Oh, yep, you're right. Duh. Okay.
You're good. We'll make it through
Next time.
this. That's your turn.
One way or another, we're gonna make it through. Yes, that's
Well,
All right. Next up is
and before I end my turn, I'm gonna yell out. There's more things coming through the tunnel because I heard that.
that is true. Zarian, it is your go.
all right. I'm gonna throw him at the do like a softball pitch with him right into the spikes
Okay.
Spikes. I love it.
for my first attack.
Gotcha. AC 15.
23.
That is a hit.
What would you like me to roll for damage for that?
1d8.
1d8. 6.
All right.
And I will pull my rapier out and attack him with my rapier.
All right.
Was it correct?
Yeah.
24
That's a hit.
for 10 piercing. And then I would like to add, I have one more spell slot, and I'm glad I fucking saved it for this bitch. And it's a level 2, and I'm gonna put a divine smite on it.
There you go.
Make this fucker pay. While praying for 15 radiant damage, while saying, "May Horus's vengeance show you no justice."
He is bloodied.
And that is my.
That's your turn?
Yep.
Zonk, it is your go.
So Zonk is going to bow in the direction of Ras Nsi and do a running, flying side kick to his head.
Gotcha. Anything above a 15.
And you have advantage.
15. Okay, and I am going to blow a focus point to attempt to stun him.
Okay. So what does he need to do?
It is a Constitution 15.
That is a 17. He is not stunned. But as a reaction, he did pop a shield. So his AC
Gotcha.
is going to be 20.
Workable. Cool. I am going to take another hit at him.
Gotcha. 26 hits.
And I am going to take the disengage action as my bonus action.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to move back. All right. And that is my turn.
Sneeze go. You see that you have put the Lord's work in on him, Zarian. I need you to go ahead and make that familiar DC 16 Constitution saving throw. He's going to hit you with some more blight.
You got this, man. Nice.
Half of 35 is
still go down.
17.
Oh, 17. Yeah, it's 17. I have 1 hit point.
Oh,
Nice.
you know what? Rosny's going to go ahead and start trying to get out of there. So go ahead and give me those attacks of opportunity.
Oh, please fucking let me hit. Please let me hit, because I can stop him in his fucking track.
Oh,
You ain't going
Nice.
nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Locks
I
him
didn't
in
even roll
place.
at advantage.
Oh, am I still at advantage? Oh, let me roll again. Is that advantage and opportunity?
I get. We're just saying that because of Zarian's large size, he just.
I had the Vex condition on my rapier, so until the next any attacks I made against him, anyways, because of that, it would already be with advantage because I just hit him.
All right. I know his speed is locked to 0. What is the end state?
I hit him for 7.
Oh yeah, I didn't do damage. I'm looking at it. Just read it. A relentless avenger. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can reduce its speed to 0 until the end of the current turn. You can also move up to half your speed as part of the same reaction without provoking opportunity attacks. So I will interpose myself more in the doorway, so it's harder for him to get by.
Gotcha. How much damage did you do?
Oh, sorry. Respectable 6.
Gotcha. Top of the round, Tia. Remember those Yuan-ti abominations that you guys left? They now show up.
do they have Dredd's body?
They do not.
All right. I need a bathroom break real quick. I'll be back.
Okay.
Let's go. You're just about to see me go down.
All right. And they will do their thing.
Yep, because nobody's going to be able to hear me.
Oh, man. And Shia'la's right there. I tell you what, Shia'la isn't necessarily in the larger conglomeration of things. Borkin is huffing and moving over there. That guy also huffing and moving over there. So I don't think Shia'la's going to be doing anything that brings her into the main area, just based off of that stuff. The Yuan-ti Abomination A is going to go ahead and make a poison spray at you, Driz. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw DC 14.
Fail.
That is going to be 21 poison damage, and you have the poison condition. And then Zarian, same thing with you, DC 14.
Oh, did you add +2 to that? By the way, yeah, I'm down.
All right. So you drop to 0.
I go to large size. The only reason why is because he's still concentrating on it.
Well, let's get a concentration check on that. And I believe it was
I did. Are you saying for me to roll?
No, so Driz is going to have to make a check
Okay,
to make sure everything's good. It's going to be a DC 10 concentration check, and I believe Warcaster gives it to you at advantage. You got it, so You're good to go. So you maintain the large size on him, but Zarian ends up dropping down. He got sprayed with the poison.
The poison. These abominations are a problem.
They are, especially when they start showing up and they got all their stuff recharged.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened to Dredd?
I think they left him there unconscious. That would be my safe bet. Otherwise, they would have brought him dead, corpse. But
so Ras Nsi brought Fred. So that mean that Dredd's probably someplace else.
Yeah.
Tell you what, since it's getting close to the end of time, we'll put Driz in for his go, and then when Adam comes back, we'll resolve his stuff after you do your turn, so that way we're maximizing our playtime.
Okay, fair enough. So based on these Yuan-ti abominations, we've seen them now spit their poison spray. Do we have an idea how far their reach is with that, right?
Yeah, it looks like it goes out in a cone for a ways, like it shot past you. A little of it got on Ras Nsi, but it didn't seem to affect him.
Okay. I am going to take my movement, and I'm going to... Oh, Zarian's down, isn't he?
He is.
I am, but I am just as effective at 1 HP as I am at full. Just throwing it out.
Okay, I'm going to take my movement, head up here to Zonk. Does it take an action to drop wild shape?
I don't think so.
Doesn't state it, so that's why I was asking.
Ooh, Adam's back.
Okay. I'll leave my turn there. I just moved, and then I'll pick it up after that.
Gotcha.
If you want.
All right. Getting back to the pens. Adam, you were in there. The two guys ran out like you told them to. So did this one. They're working on getting everybody else free. What are you doing?
Is this a halfling right next to me?
Yes.
So I'm going to chop his...
I believe you did 6 the last time. So all you got to do is make a 10 and then go up from there.
And then
there you go.
I'm going to ask him to help me with the remaining cages.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Gotcha. Back to the main Coliseum. Pew, pew, pew. Driz, you made your up there. You said that you were looking at dropping wild shape.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that doesn't take an action. It doesn't state it. So I'm assuming I can just freely drop that.
Yeah.
I am going to call my lightning again and cast that.
All right.
And I'm going to do it right between Ras Nsi and the abomination. Hey.
So quick. So you're no
Dragonborn.
longer concentrating on enlarge.
Oh, on Zarian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. You're kind of in a different predicament now.
I'm down, so
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Do what you have to, man. Fuck him up. Kill this piece of shit.
So that's Dex 16.
Dex 16 on Yuan-ti Abomination and Ras Nsi.
Yep. Oh, nice pink fuzzy.
Yeah, these guys have a thing that allows them to roll it at advantage because of their stuff. Okay, that dude's gonna end up taking it. Let's see, Ras Nsi. Dexterity advantage.
Oh, is that a
Yes. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck them up.
Oh, man. All right, so let's get a good roll here.
Don't
Fuck
this up, dice.
25. It's not bad. Not bad.
All right, so Ras Nsi looks like he is just way hurting after that, and the other Yuan-ti Abomination looks like he's doing all right.
Okay, bonus action. Don't. Actually, I do. Does Healing Word get Zarian up?
You cast a spell that has a
Oh wait, never mind. Yep.
spell slot level, so you are unable to cast both those.
Yep. I'm just looking here. Shoot, I really wanna. All right. Let's see who's next. Zarian.
That's
Okay.
gonna
Yeah,
be
that's-
Zarian.
Yep.
So death saving throw.
We believe in you.
Did it roll? Trying to roll it straight from the sheet.
I didn't see it,
From
but
the actual.
I didn't see it pop up on my side. But whatever you say it is, I have no reason not to believe you.
I truly don't. I'm not seeing it. That's why I was asking if anybody else. All right. I'll just roll one die. This is just a D20 anyways.
Gotcha.
Flat roll. 17.
There you go.
Baby.
One
That's a
success.
success.
Narrative wise, due to your location of the Soulmonger, it might be a little bit harder in the future to make these rolls. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I can't do anything else unless I'm able to pray. Like,
You're unconscious.
well, I'm talking about my spirit praying to Horus. That's it.
Zonk, it is your go.
All right. So Zonk is going to pop wings and take flight
There you go.
right above these guys.
So in the grand scheme of things, they are underneath, because Zarian was blocking, they're underneath in the passage still.
Okay, so these guys aren't out.
No, they are not. They are underneath there.
Yeah, well, you know what though? I could fly to this point.
You could do a line and still hit all of them because you can also do a 30-foot.
No, I can get them just like that. So I'm going to use one of my attacks for a breath attack.
All right.
That's going to be a Dex 13 save.
B makes it, and then Dex 13. Ras Nsi makes it. What's the damage? 15?
15, half on a save.
All right.
Is that 7 or 8?
It is 7, rounded down.
And then I'm going to use one of my other attacks on Ras Nsi.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to go ahead and take that at an edge, but with a luck token.
All right. AC 15. That's a hit.
Okay, I'm going to grapple him with that.
All right.
15 save.
Ooh, yep, he is grappled.
Cool. I'm flying straight up with him.
Okay. So it is going to be half movement. He is down on the ground.
So because I have grappler as my feet, I am not affected by movement, provided he is the same size as me or smaller.
Okay.
So I'm not affected by any movement changes. So I'm flying him straight up as high as I can, and then I'm dropping his ass.
So I see that you moved about 35 to get where you're at. From where you're at
so I got
up on the top
yeah, that's only
to down.
5. Okay, so actually, you know what? Here's what I can pop a focus point for my bonus action to dash,
You can.
double my distance, which my distance normally is 40 feet. So that's 80 minus 35. I'm taking him up 45 feet, and then I'm dropping him.
All right. Okay. So let's see. That's a total of 40 feet up. So give me 46.
Nice.
And with that, Ras Nsi falls to the ground, not moving.
What'd you get? I can't see anybody else's roll other than Shia'la.
Oh, 17.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I put him in a fucking chokehold and then flew up with them as high as I could, and then went, boop. And that's my turn. That
Gotcha.
is my turn, and I am still 40 feet in the air.
Ras Nsi is no longer moving, no longer doing anything. Shia'la, it is your go.
Attacking the lock.
There you go. It busts open. If you were fighting locks this whole time, man, this would be the best campaign ever.
I know.
For real.
I'm going to move on down here because I have been taking care of that one up there. I'm going to stop by this body. Just going to do a quick inspection. Is it?
Are you proficient in medicine or religion?
Let's see.
Necromancy's gross.
No.
It's obvious. This is not a Yuan-ti. This is a lizard folk, and it's obvious that they were killed, probably in the midst of something, and were interrupted. It is dead.
I'm going to take that body and I'm going to drag it over and toss it in the pit.
All right. And as it hits the ground, you see a bunch of the ground start to move as you see little snakes swirling all around.
Oh, that's fun. Do these snakes pose any damage to me, danger to me, like poisonous or anything like that? Am I able to tell?
So yeah, down there you basically see huge giant snake in the center. Just goes over and chomps up that lizard folk and starts eating it.
No reason to go down there. So I'm going to continue moving on to the next cage.
Hey, I fed you, son bitch. I fed you.
Right.
Leave me alone. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
I'm over here by this other.
I think the only other one is the other human and then the one up there.
That's 2. Those other ones are taking forever going to get weapons.
They probably right into the chieftain.
Yep.
I gave him a bow.
You sent them to their death.
Is Ras Nsi's sword still on fire? I'm just curious. I know I'm not up. I was just curious.
Possibly.
Because I wasn't sure if it was a spell or if it was a sword.
No, it's a
Sword.
flaming longsword.
Oh, so yeah, it would still be. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's got Fred's blood on it, though.
It's my turn.
All right. Back at the main Coliseum, Yuan-ti. Let's see. Zonk is up 45 feet. Ras Nsi is no longer there. There is one creature that is in front of these two Yuan-ti abominations.
Play dead, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm dead.
So here's the way this works. One of them is going to go for a constrict on Zarian, which is going to be a strength saving throw DC 15. Since you are unconscious, you automatically fail. The hit points worth of damage itself is a moot point because it doesn't exceed your maximum to kill you, but you do take 2 failed death saves from it. And this is where the other Yuan-ti comes in. With advantage, it's going to make 2 bite attacks against you. So I do believe that 19 is going to hit, and that's going to be another 2
Nice.
death saving
Oh,
throws. All right, Ian, what is going through your consciousness as your soul is leaving your body?
I'm sorry, Horace. Failed you. And then nothing but my family.
As you start to make your walk to meet your family, you are slowly drawn towards the Soulmonger, where your angel is able to shepherd your soul away from being consumed for all of eternity, and it is placed by Horace's side.
Please send me back. I want to fix this. I want to end this. So it doesn't have to be. Afterward, please take me. Do your will. Feel like I could serve you so much more. Please give me that chance.
Well, let's see how that goes. Boom, boom. Next up is Driz.
After seeing what just happened, I can't help but blame myself for not acting sooner.
So here's where we're at. And I hate to just say it this matter of factly. This is a game of numbers, and you guys are all out of resources. I don't want to say that this fight is unwinnable at this point, but like Dredd's out of the picture. Zarian is now gone. You got yourself and Shia'la as like the 2 that are left. I'm willing to, in lieu of a TPK, do a little Dungeon Master fiat, and then you guys tell me how the rest of this campaign wraps up. I know it's slightly anticlimactic at this point, but Driz has got 33, so 33 hit points, and Shia'la's sitting at 48. Or unless you guys want to keep playing it out.
I can at least I think I can get Zarian out of there safely, and that's going to be my approach.
So Zonk is looking at grabbing Zarian and dipping out of there.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swoop down, hit him, grab him, use my last focus point to take both the disengage and dash action, so I can basically swoop in, grab them, and pull them to safety without them being able to get a hit off on me.
Gotcha. That's doable, especially with your grappler.
And that way I can bring him to a healer of some sort.
What would Driz and Shia'la do to get out of here?
How tall is the wall?
So the upper part of the parapets, we'll say that's about 20 feet, because I was doing 2d6 for when they got kicked out or kicked off.
Pull this up here real quick. As a magic action, you can expend a spell slot and use wild shape. So I'd probably do that, spend a magic slot, do wild shape as an eagle again to find Dredd to see if he's still there. And I know that fog cloud is still out there, right?
As you're looking, you see Jade pulling Dredd towards where the Soulmonger is. So she and a couple of the Yuan-ti are taking him towards the Soulmonger.
Yeah.
I'm saying we could roll dice, but
Yeah.
I'm almost sure that it's gonna end. If you guys do any more sustained combat, you're up against a whole city. I hate to just say it like that, but
Oh yeah. I think at this point, Driz would probably try and find
Shia'la?
I don't know where. Well, Shia'la's running out, right?
that's for Adam to decide how.
Okay.
Shia'la.
I would probably as I'm flying around and seeing Jade dragon Dredd, that's unwinnable. I would probably be flying around waiting for Shia'la so he would see me as we're hightailing it, get to safety wherever that is.
How does Shia'la
Here's
get
the
out of
thing.
this situation?
I have no idea what's going on because I'm in here. So I'm continuing on.
That's why I'm circling.
Bringing these slaves.
After you freed everybody, you notice that Zarian's not moving. Basically, Zarian and Ras Nsi have been crumpled over each other. Looks like they both took each other out. The two Yuan-ti abominations are pointing towards the sky. They seem to be a little bit distracted. Anybody who fled up north was killed by the Yuan-ti Mind Master.
Okay. Is there anyone in the room with me still, or did they all leave?
We're saying this is after you freed everybody. Like you were doing the freeing stuff.
I'm solo. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the pit and I'm gonna draw my dagger and I'm gonna jump down on that bucket. Blaze of glory.
Gotcha. And
Even with Dritz flying around? Oh, that's so sad.
I'm out there waiting for Shia'la. He just never comes out.
yeah.
No, that's not what she would do. She's not. It's not
Suicidal?
her. She's more about the reality of it. So I would cast my I have 2 spell slots still. Invisibility on myself, and I would stealth my way out if I could.
I would message you as well once I saw you.
Yeah.
Let you know.
And Alana would also help him get out and stuff like that. These would all be things that could be coordinated.
So,
So then technically we were all able to get my bodies out of there.
Yeah, Zonk did.
Yeah, Zonk got my body out of there, and you guys got out of there. So technically we're all still alive, except for Dredd, sadly.
because y'all wanted to trust Two-Shanks. Dumbasses.
He's dead too.
Yeah, that motherfucker died too.
So what happens to the Soulmonger then?
The Soulmonger keeps going and it eventually reaches full power and starts to consume the countryside.
We didn't even get to the damn Soulmonger.
Nope.
Well, that was anticlimactic, but it is what it is.
What happens?
So
what
even
happens to
though-
Dredd?
So are we clearing out? Is this basically?
This is basically the epilogue. This was fixing to be a TPK for about 45 minutes of rolling dice. So I just basically said, you guys got the whole city on you. How are we going to put a nice bow on this? Because it became a Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah. So Dredd is, his last thought as he kind of starts to blank out there is just pure rage. It's you're right. Or, he thinks to his patron, you were right. They would all abandon me at the end. I want vengeance. And his patron steps in kind of prior to execution and explains to him, this world is doomed. Somebody else will have to deal with this monger, but I still have work for you if you want it. And I'm going to send you to a new world, and you're going to enact my orders there. I'm going to lead you to a path through the Underdark that will take you to a park, and I'll explain the rest when we get there.
There you go. Do you guys have any burning questions that I can answer?
I'm just curious, how long does it take for the Soulmonger to pretty much destroy everything? And I'm assuming every living thing, right?
So everything that dies gets sucked into it. So the Soulmonger was basically a feeding device for a god that was being grown and groomed by a Serac, so that way he could use the power of a juvenile god to attack. You guys remember what was it? The fight with the Lich and that Atropol baby? You guys would have basically been doing the same thing in this. It was literally the Atropol. So it's the baby, and then Valindra was probably going to have already weakened a Serac because she would have used your guys's being there as a way to attack him. So he would have been about a quarter hit points. She would have been about half from the mage battle. And then if you guys made it to him, it would have been what do you guys do?
So Valindra, if we would have sided with her, what would I guess happen there? She'd eventually probably backstab us, right?
It depends. It depends on what's going on. She was earnest about wanting to use you guys as the fighting force to get in there and take that stuff out, and then she would have supported you through the use of like her magic and stuff like that. She was an 18th level lich, so she had access to stuff like power word kill. Yeah, which is why when Dredd hit her, she was like, "Are we really doing this?" She's like, I'm willing to overlook your indiscretions because,
our party would have did it right there.
You guys were doing good. Focus fire. The action economy was definitely on it. She was trying to make a point by blowing up your boats. Make it worse for you guys to continue. And she was smart about it.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
What was that character's name?
Oh,
the big doofus
talk
guy.
about Power?
Power.
Yeah.
Was that his name? Power?
Yep. The
Power.
tiefling.
What happened to him?
He is bumming around with Volo. So Power's the muscle for Volo. So They're going around doing stuff, having a good time.
Oh shit, man!
What happens to Sister Zero?
Everybody at Camp Righteousness was afflicted with the death curse, up to and including Fred, which is why he smiled. He knew he had an expiration date. He was going to die, so did everybody else. And that was showcased when Shia'la tried to recruit Ursula, and she said no. That was the reason that she gave, is because everybody here's dead, and the least that they could do is try to make sure that the death curse didn't claim any more innocence, since they were in fact going to die. So eventually they get all claimed by the Soulmonger as well.
No, it's horrific.
It's a dark campaign, man.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. That was long, good stuff.
Good.
I kind of
We spent too much time on the little decisions, like shit, do this. What about that? Like, we spent a lot of time on those things versus moving the campaign along. But again, that's my first full campaign, so.
Well, I mean, that's also, I mean, kind of part of it too. I mean, like, you get like you spend like an entire session just opening a door.
Yeah.
It's more about just the fact that we're all here together doing
Like
it.
the temple trap that took us like 2 sessions to get through that.
well, Doc, I appreciate the game. It was fun.
Dude, man, cannot thank you enough for putting all this together, and then like all the extra effort you put in throughout the whole thing, man, just made this like way.
Yeah, kudos, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for recognizing all the hard work and shower thoughts I had.
Get more video views for you on your
Shower thoughts. I thought it was, putting the chickens to bed thoughts, or feeding the chicken thoughts.
So the thing with Sukalo and Jade was not in the module. That was something that I invented to give you guys a non-combat route to try to accomplish things. Griff and the Wreck of the Star Goddess, I just made it him the thing because it was just normal humans.
You know what I was thinking is, with this this entire campaign, like the two things that I think we needed, as far as like the party that we didn't have, and it was really kind of interesting getting around it, was like, this one I think was kind of built for like rangers and rogues in a lot of ways. Dude, we had neither, so we didn't try those approaches. It was just like, fuck it, 2 paladins just knocking shit down.
You guys definitely did take the direct approach a lot, which eventually, with resource depletion, you guys weren't able to get your hit points back nearly as much.
Yeah, going to that last battle without having a long rest or a short rest, really.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Once we got to the city, I kind of knew it was like, we're fucked here. But
yeah, there was nothing.
At least we got to the arena.
Yeah, the city's kind of once you're there.
We had no force behind us at all. Like,
So
we lost it all. We were building it up, and then we just literally just lost it all.
they were using scrying on the sending stone and on Krieger's shield. That's how they were able to find you every single time, because they were using those 2 items to hone in on Zarian.
I kind of figured it had something to do with the sending stone. But
Also, literal call to adventure. You guys did not have to fight Ras Nsi in the amphitheater. You could have tried to call him out way earlier, get better spots and stuff like that.
I don't think there was anywhere that would have worked.
So, Ras Nsi said many times talking to Zarian, like, you just don't get it. You haven't figured it out yet. What was the big reveal?
Oh, so Ras Nsi was going around and he was just murdering entire places, and he'd do designated survivor. Zarian was a designated survivor, and that would trigger his lust for revenge. And how Zarian kills everything? Well, everything that dies feeds the Soulmonger. And then if Zarian got to the city of Omu and him and Ras Nsi had a conversation, Ras Nsi was going to offer Zarian to take his place as his number 2, and later on the number 1 after he ascended. But he would have had to do the ritual to become a Yuan-ti, which is what they were going to be bringing Dredd to do. But he made the pact with his patron. Yep. So basically, Zarian's one of many adventures that were utilized to sow chaos and death and destruction throughout the place. And then the stronger the souls, the more that thing got fed.
Yeah. We just didn't consider the big picture middle, which is kind of hard because we didn't have it. But yeah.
Well, it was fun, man. I had a great time with the whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like I looked forward to this every week, man, that we were running it. This was awesome.
Same.
Like,
Yeah.
Sad to see it in.
Shout out to Doc and all you guys, man. You guys get your characters, you know their backstories, you know their abilities, the spells, you know how to use your characters. Just watching you guys play, I learned a ton of it in itself. So that was quite the experience, man. So appreciate all you.
Great, man.
And we're
Yeah, of course.
like I said, I've got more games to play and stuff like that. It's just not going to be D&D for a while, but this group is more than welcome to participate in any playtest.
All right, I gotta head out, but hit me up, guys.
All right, we'll do.
All right, take
All
it
right.
easy, guys.
Have a good night. Later, man.
Thanks
Later.
again. See you guys.
Oh, man.
You know, actually, Jay, that was kind of epic. in the
Mutually
sense
assured
of, like-
destruction.
Of like, yeah, like if you were to end a show like that, it would be like, I don't know, man, like that'd be good writing. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause it is kind of like he did get his vengeance. He did like kind of fulfill the whole thing. But then, like, it kind of shows you like what that path went on, and it kind of plays into that backstory. It was actually, I thought it was really cool. And like, if it's never cool that if a character's gonna die, it might as well be on the last one. And
Yeah,
if you do it,
against the one motherfucker that you like had the entire vendetta against.
yeah, especially
That's what
for,
I
like,
thought it would. When we talked about it at the beginning, we
Yeah.
were like, oh, once I do this, I'll get my level. That's cool. I get my level, but like I feel like it's gonna be like a final battle. I've thought that the entire fucking time. Like I
Yeah, well-
didn't think that we would actually get to the Soulmonger. I'm just sad that we weren't able to like at least like see it. You know what I mean? Like see the plume, like where it's coming from, like see the pot type thing. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, dude, it's we still like got the main bad guy though, and that's always the big one.
I just heard the sound of Dredd go down. Like it sounded like that last moment of breath. That's what it like as a paladin. I was like, oh shit, I can't get to him. He's surrounded. Shia'la's the only one that's able like around. That's what I was looking at.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like it was kind of this toss up between like, hey, the paladin side of him is like, hey, if I give my life so my buddies can live and they can escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I thought it turned out really awesome.
Oh, I'm with you.
Plus, I mean, like the bodies slumped over each other is the final like I think that's a good way for an Oath of Vengeance paladin to go out. Honestly, then
Fuck
that's
yeah.
probably the coolest way you could do it.
Hey, and I tried so hard to just like, what can I do? Like, what can I really do
I
to
was-
like really fuck him up?
So there's
I just
all-
kept seeing those spikes, and I was like, dude, it'd be so cool if I was just like, fuck you, you piece of shit. I'm up against the spikes, That's what I kept thinking.
well, once I
totally
realized I could.
forgot he had Misty Step as well.
Yeah, once I realized I could kick those dudes off of the fucking top of that thing too, that was pretty fun. Because that's the first time I played a monk, dude. And it's just like, good God, dude.
Oh, I should stop recording.